Okay, so I want to address the rumors of the Time Stone quite possibly being at play in Avengers Endgame Encore when Steve Rogers returns the stone at Avengers Endgame. There's rumors out there because there's rumors that the Time Stone is not on the poster very much. In the promotional posters for Avengers Doomsday, the Time Stone is located on the thumb of the Infinity Gauntlet, so it's a lot harder to see than anything else. But people are saying it's purposely being hidden. And reasons I want to give my reasons for that Time Stone being hidden, quite possibly in promotional material and what it could mean possibly for these 4 extra minutes that are being added to this movie. There's been speculation. I remember my buddy Josh told me on the way to go see the Odyssey, which was about a month ago. That he was the first person to tell me that Avengers Endgame Encore was a thing and that we were going to go see it. And he told me there was heavy rumors from a channel that he saw that quite possibly the extra 4 minutes or the extra minutes of this movie, which was news to me at the time, would be about Steve Rogers putting back the Infinity Stones. And one big possibility for the Infinity Stones is that Tony Stark or Victor Von Doom intercepts Steve Rogers, and he's the one that convinces. Well, this is my own part. This is my own take, starting from right now. Is that Tony Stark or Victor Von Doom? That looks like Tony Stark. Intercepts Steve Rogers at some point during this, and he thinks he's Tony Stark and not Victor Von Doom because they look exactly alike, they talk exactly alike, and he gives him some wisdom. How Tony Stark told him, "Go get that life I told you to go get," and that's why he stays. Maybe this Tony Stark alliterates on that. Go get some life. Maybe sits down with them or whatever, has a quick conversation with them. The time stone's safe with me. That's what this Tony Stark would say, and say, or I'll go put the time stone back to where you found it, because me and you are the two that went and got the Infinity Gem together when it came to Avengers Endgame. It was Tony Stark and Steve Rogers. They were a pair, and that's when they met, like Howard Stark and all that stuff at the complex. So maybe Steve Rogers accidentally handed over that time stone to Victor Von Doom and didn't even know it. You know what I mean? And quite possibly, who knows? I don't think the events of Doomsday or Secret Wars played out in that Steve Rogers timeline when he went back in time. I definitely don't think it did. As we all know, that Bucky and Sam Wilson were both waiting for him, and that's when Steve Rogers came back as old Steve Rogers and told them, "I went and got that life that Tony told me to go get." So, and that's the explanation possibly for why he would have handed over Tony Stark to Stone, is because Tony Stark saved that universe. And who else could Steve Rogers trust more than the guy who just made the snap and risked his whole life, or sacrificed his whole life for Earth 616 or Universe 616. So that's my theory. There's nothing really in comic books saying that Doctor Doom got the time stone or anything like that. Doctor Doom usually makes his own resources when it comes to time, using sorcery and science. He uses his own thing. The only time he goes after the Infinity Gems is when he wants to get the whole thing. He wants the cosmic presence. He doesn't want just one Infinity Stone. He would want them all, or he'd want an omnipotent like being's power, such as like Galactus, such as like the power cosmic, or he wants to be all powerful. He doesn't want to just control time. He wants to control time, space, and everything. So it doesn't really play a part of Doctor Doom wanting the Time Stone by itself. He'd probably want all those things. And as we all know, in Deadpool and Wolverine, when they showed all the Time Stones as like counterweights on desks, that's another way for Doctor Doom to even get all the stones. He can hijack them from the TV and just grab them out of a desk if he really, really wanted to. I really wanted to do this theory. I thought it is a pretty cool theory that none of that stuff, the Time Stone really doesn't pop up too much on on the promotional art or anything like that, or the promotional posters. But I think that could all be playing a part, is that it's on the thumb. So like when you're showing the Infinity Gems, it's not going to show up as well if it's going to be on the thumb as it would on every other finger. I want to know what you all think, though, with this theory. If you think the Time Stone is going to play a large part for Doctor Doom. I mean, the Time Stone is green, and he does have green effects in his powers and all that stuff. So I guess time will tell. No pun intended. Let me know what you all think. I've been on a little bit of Avengers kick. I made Avengers retrospective. I'm going to keep on doing it because I do love the Avengers, and it is a time to do it. Like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already, everybody. Much love. I got all the love in the world for all of y'all. Take care. Let me know what you all think in the comment section below. Much love.